Shawshank State Penitentiary, a fortress of stone, steel, and despair. Inside its walls, violence is law, fear is currency, and hope is a crime punishable by brutality. Andy Dufresne steps off the prison bus, carrying a small bag of personal belongings. His face is calm, unreadable, a banker who has been sentenced for a crime he did not commit. Guard, move along, Dufresne. Welcome to Shawshank. Andy glances at the towering walls. Inmates shout, fight, and howl in the distance. Some eye him like prey, some, like curiosity itself. For most men, a life sentence here breaks the soul. For Andy, it was only the beginning of a calculation. A plan only the walls themselves could not contain. He first encounter. Andy is escorted to his cell. Nearby, an inmate notices him. New guy, huh, think you can survive in here? I'll do what I have to. The man laughs, not mocking but sensing the quiet confidence in Andy. Meanwhile, Captain Hadley storms past, striking an inmate for a minor infraction, reminding Andy that brutality here is routine. In Shawshank, danger is not a threat, it is a constant companion. And Andy's mind, sharper than any weapon, begins calculating his survival. Making allies. Weeks pass. Andy observes, listens, and learns. He approaches Red, known as the man who can get things. Andy. Red. I need something small. A rock hammer. Red, raising an eyebrow. You're new. You have no idea what you're asking. Andy. Maybe. But I'm good at long games. Red nods slowly, impressed. He knows patience and intelligence when he sees. In a prison ruled by fists and fear, the smartest weapon is patience. Andy's mind is the most dangerous tool in Shawshank, the warden's corruption. Andy is assigned to financial work for the warden. He quickly realizes the depth of corruption, money laundering, bribery, and unpunished violence. Warden Norton. Mr. Dufresne, you're a clever man. I like clever men. Do a good job, and you'll be safe here. Andy nods, outwardly obedient. Inside, he records every detail, every violation. Every secret is a thread in his escape plan. The walls of Shawshank cannot hide corruption from a mind willing to watch and wait. In a place built to crush men, Andy builds a different kind of power, knowledge. Andy is threatened by Hadley after refusing to comply with an illegal order. Hadley, yelling, "You think I'm afraid of you, Dufresne?" Andy, calmly, "No, but maybe you should be afraid of what you don't see coming." The tension cracks the silence. Andy's quiet confidence unnerves Hadley, a dangerous man used to instilling fear. Red watches from a distance, recognizing the calm brilliance that survival in Shawshank demands. Bravery is loud, intelligence whispers. In Shawshank, intelligence lasts longer than brute strength. Scene 6. Digging the plan. Years pass. Andy works in the prison library, builds alliances, and secretly begins digging a tunnel behind a poster in his cell. 20 years of digging, 1 inch at a time. Every rock removed, every secret noted, every ally cultivated. Andy becomes the most dangerous man in Shawshank, not for his fists, but for his patience, intelligence, and vision. Red observes Andy quietly, impressed by the meticulous, almost obsessive attention to detail. He's not like the rest of us. Most men give up. Not Andy. He's dangerous in a way you can't fight. You can't punch it. You can't shoot it. You can't stop it. The night comes. Andy slips through the tunnel he has been digging for 2 decades. Crawls through the sewage pipes, emerging free beyond Shawshank's walls. The storm rages as if the universe itself applauds his calculated defiance. Shawshank was built to contain men. But it had never contained a mind like Andy Dufresne. The most dangerous man in Shawshank is not the one who strikes with violence. It is the one who strikes with patience, courage, and intelligence. Scene ends with Andy walking into freedom, leaving chaos and corruption behind, and Red finding his way to join him years later. Andy Dufresne is not physically violent, but his intelligence makes him the most dangerous person in Shawshank Prison. From the moment he arrives, he observes everything carefully. He notices which guards are corrupt, which inmates are violent, and how the prison system works. He doesn't react emotionally to threats but studies them calmly, looking for opportunities that others cannot see. When Captain Hadley assaults an inmate, Andy doesn't fight back. Instead, he later uses his banking skills to help Hadley with his finances, turning a threat into an ally. Everything Andy does is part of a long-term strategy. He builds alliances carefully, particularly with Red, who provides him with access to tools and information. He works in the library to improve his reputation, assists guards and the warden with financial matters to earn protection, and secretly digs a tunnel behind a poster in his cell over 20 years. Each move is calculated to keep him safe and advance his ultimate goal. His patience and foresight allow him to outlast and outsmart everyone who relies only on physical strength. Andy's calm demeanor and quiet confidence make people underestimate him, which gives him power. Violent inmates are puzzled by his lack of fear, and the warden trusts him because he appears obedient. By hiding his true intentions, Andy controls the environment without appearing threatening, and this mental and psychological power is more dangerous than brute force. He also uses his knowledge as a weapon, helping the prison staff with taxes and money matters, making himself indispensable. Ultimately, Andy's intelligence allows him to escape from a prison thought to be impossible to break out of, while also exposing the corruption of the warden. In a place dominated by violence and fear, his patience, careful planning, and intellect become the deadliest force. True danger in Shawshank comes not from fists or weapons, but from a mind that is unyielding, patient, and always thinking ahead. Shawshank Prison itself is one of the most dangerous places Andy could ever be. The walls are full of violence, corruption, and fear. Inmates fight constantly, some are unpredictable and extremely violent, and the guards often abuse their power without any consequences. The warden runs illegal operations using prison labor, and anyone who questions him risks severe punishment. Survival in Shawshank requires more than strength. It requires intelligence, caution, and strategy. Every decision is risky, and even small mistakes can have serious consequences. The constant threat of violence, combined with the corruption of those in power, makes the prison psychologically as well as physically dangerous. Every day in Shawshank is high stakes, and only those who can read the situation, make alliances, and stay patient can endure. The danger is constant, and the environment is built to crush hope and break men, which is why the prison itself is as formidable as any dangerous person inside it. Andy's ultimate survival and escape show that hope, patience, and careful planning are more powerful than violence or brute force. He never loses sight of his goal, even when life in Shawshank is harsh and the prison seems impossible to escape. Over the years, he quietly works toward freedom, digging a tunnel behind a poster in his cell, documenting the warden's corruption, and forming friendships that help him achieve his plan. His patience allows him to act only when the time is right, and his hope keeps him mentally strong through decades of confinement. Every small action is part of a larger strategy, and his ability to wait and think ahead turns the most dangerous prison into a place he can outsmart. In the end, his careful planning exposes corruption, protects his friends, and allows him to achieve freedom, proving that intelligence, persistence, and hope are the most powerful forces against oppression and danger. After years of careful planning, Andy finally carries out his escape from Shawshank. He slips through the tunnel he has been secretly digging for nearly 20 years, crawling through the prison's sewage pipes and emerging outside the walls into freedom. His disappearance shocks the prison and exposes the corruption of Warden Norton and the guards. The evidence Andy left behind reveals the warden's illegal financial schemes, forcing the authorities to take action and bringing justice to a system built on fear and violence. Meanwhile, Red, who has become Andy's closest friend, is eventually granted parole. At first, the world outside feels uncertain and harsh, but he follows the clues Andy left behind, traveling to meet him in Zihuatanejo, Mexico. Their reunion is a moment of hope fulfilled, showing that patience, trust, and loyalty can endure even the most oppressive circumstances. The ending highlights the triumph of intelligence, perseverance, and hope over brutality and corruption. Andy's careful planning and unwavering belief in freedom allow him to outsmart a dangerous prison and achieve justice, proving that even in the darkest places, a determined mind and heart can overcome any obstacle.